Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be looking at some of the most interesting parts of what Rockstar has teased so far regarding the upcoming DLCs for Grand Theft Auto Online. So let's go ahead and jump into this, and the first thing we're going to be looking at today is the new Progen GP1 supercar. So if you haven't seen it, this is what it looks like, and probably the biggest question that I've gotten regarding this vehicle is, what's the seating going to be like? And I can hear you guys right now, well, what do you mean what's the seating going to be like? Every supercar we've gotten in the game has been a two-seater vehicle. Well, if you watched one of my previous videos, you'll know that the Progen GP1 is based off of the Mclaren F1. Now, you also might be saying to yourself, well, wait a minute, Mr. Boss, wasn't the Tyrus based off of the Mclaren F1? And you're right. However, the Tyrus is based off of the long tail version of the McLaren F1, which is more of like a track race car style vehicle. The Progen GP1 is based off of the more civilian McLaren F1. Thus, by default, we don't have the Pizvazzer, sponsor logo on there. It doesn't look like we have like the modified seats originally on this car. So it's a more civilian-friendly vehicle. And also, with that vehicle, the McLaren F1 has one of the most interesting seating styles of all time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys some photos of McLaren F1 interiors. And you guys notice something here? The driver sits in the middle of the car with two passengers being on his left and his right. So this is kind of beg the question, is the Progen GP1 going to be, number one, the first three-seater supercar we have in the game? And number two, is it going to be the first vehicle that features the driver that sits in the center? And as we can tell from this screenshot right here, the only one that Rockstar has released, it's a little bit hard to tell. From this angle, it definitely looks as if the driver is sitting in the center of the vehicle. You can see his head is almost right below that scoop that appears on the roof of the car. However, is that just the angle of this shot that's giving us a little bit of false hope? So what I've actually tried to do is recreate this shot with the Progen Tyrus in game. Now, I know this is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I tried to get the same colors, wheels, customization, etc. to make this shot look as identical as possible, and my results are, I'm kind of torn because you can clearly tell that from this angle, when I'm sitting in the Tyrus, which we know with 100% certainty is a car in which you sit on the left side of the vehicle, it still looks as if the character is sitting in the middle of the vehicle, at least for a little bit. Now, I know my photo and my video comparison right here is not going to be 100% perfect. It was kind of hard to get this same angle, the one that Rockstar did on their newswire. And the bottom line here is I'm really not too sure. I hope that Rockstar does the classic McLaren F1 interior where the driver does sit in the center and then there's two passengers on the left and right. Number one, that would be awesome. But number two, we'd be getting our first supercar that is a three-seater, which would be very unique. But that would make me worry about two things. Number one, the performance and the price of this vehicle. Would its performance be less because it can sit more people? And would its price be incredibly high because it can seat 33% more people as well? Now, here's what I think Rockstar is going to do. I think it's going to be a normal two-seater car just because that's the way they've done all the other supercars in the game. And I wouldn't imagine them doing something that special for this vehicle. And I do honestly believe that it is the camera angle that is playing tricks on our mind here, because here's a regular shot of the Tyrus and you can see the driver is clearly on the left. So I think it's the camera playing tricks on us here, but I'm interested to hear from you guys in the comments section. Do you think that the new Progen GP1 is going to be a seater in the middle? And is it going to be three seats as well with passengers on the left and right? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comment section down below. Now, there are a couple other bits of customization I do believe I missed with this vehicle that I didn't discuss in the other day. Let's start at the front of the car. Right above the headlights, you guys see that like black paneling? It almost looks like black glass. I wonder if that's going to be the secondary, kind of like the eyelids of the headlights right there. I wonder if those are going to be able to be changed to a different color. That's something that I completely missed over, but after looking over the screenshot a whole lot more, that does look as if it could be one of the customization options. Now, the only other thing I missed regarding the front end of the car was the tow hook as well. It kind of blended into the bumper, so I missed that when I was going over this originally. I would imagine that would be an option that you could put on there, or you could choose to take away as well. Also, the mirrors as well. It seems a little strange that by default, those would be carbon fiber mirrors. So I wonder if that's going to be another option in order to adjust those, whether they can be colored or carbon fiber. And then a lot of you guys pointed out that it looks like there is a retractable spoiler, very similarly to the Nero and the T20. To me, this just looks like a fixed lip spoiler that then you can apply other spoilers on top of, because we can clearly see a carbon fiber racing spoiler that's been placed on here. So I think that that's just going to be a fixed lip spoiler that'll be there by default. You might have the option to remove it, you might not. It might just be there permanently. But on top of that, you can definitely put other spoilers on it as well. Two more things about this screenshot. I tried to look at the character himself to see if he had any new accessories on, or new clothing, or new gloves, and honestly, I couldn't make anything out here. Rockstar did a pretty good job of hiding whoever that was behind the kind of side of the car itself. So unfortunately, we can't really get a whole lot out of the character. And also, Rockstar upgraded the wheels. It's likely that this Progen vehicle is bound to have some pretty cool stock wheels, but unfortunately, we won't know what that looks like because that's one of the high-end carbon fiber wheel options that Rockstar selected. So unfortunately, we won't be able to see what those are like until Rockstar either provide new screenshots or, of course, when this vehicle is added into the game. But that right there pretty much sums up everything I've seen from this screenshot and everything I can tell so far about the Progen GP1. Now, recently, it seems like Rockstar has been showing a lot of love to the Progen family. We had the Progen Tyrus added, we got the Progen Itali GTB, and now we're going to be in another Progen vehicle, the GP1. It kind of makes me wonder if in this update, when they add the classic vehicles and the new supercars, will they be featuring a bunch of other in-game car brands that seem to have kind of been ignored? For example, all the brands I'm about to mention only have one vehicle in the supercar class. We have Emperor, which creates the ETR1. I believe that's the luxury brand of like Lexus. So I'd love to see maybe like an LFA or something like that added. That would be super cool. We also have Overflod, which is Koenigsegg. Now, the only vehicle we have is the Entity XF. I'd love to see them add another Koenigsegg vehicle. That would be really, really cool. Vapid as well. We had the Vapid FMJ, but that's about it. Again, I'm not really too sure what other vehicle they could bring from, I believe, what is the Ford family, but that would still be pretty interesting. And a NIS as well. We have the NIS RE7B, but that's the only NIS supercar vehicle that is featured in Grand Theft Auto Online. So I'd love to see Rockstar expand on some of those. We've gotten a lot of Gratti vehicles lately. We've gotten a lot of Pegassi vehicles, Progen as well. So I'd like to see them mix it up. We even got a new Truffati vehicle with the Nero Custom. So I'd love to see them switch it up a little bit and feature some in-game brands that haven't gotten a lot of love recently. Now, let's talk about the classic cars. So they've mentioned two, the Turismo and the Infernus Classic. I've got a couple questions about those. The first of which is, what category are they going to go in? Clearly, Rockstar says they're going to be classic cars. Well, where does this put them? Are they going to be in the supercar class? Are they going to be in the sports classic class? Or is Rockstar going to create a brand new class of vehicles, super classic? Because wouldn't it be weird to take a supercar and then just because it's a classic version, it falls into sports classics? That seems kind of weird to me. Now, I wouldn't expect Rockstar to make a new category of vehicles. They haven't done that for other types of cars, but it's going to be weird here. Will they remain supercars? Will they go to sports classics? Will they get their own category, super classics? I've been cheering for the super classics category for a while now. So maybe this is finally the move that Rockstar makes to introduce something like that into the game. And also, the other thing is, are they going to be Benny's converts only, or are they going to be individual vehicles? So, for example, when they're added into the game, will they appear on the in-game website as Turismo Classic, or will you have to buy the Turismo R, have to buy the Infernus, and then take it to Benny's and then have it turned into the classic version? Recently, we've seen them do that, especially with the Elegy, which you turn into the Elegy Retro Custom. And then for the Comet, you just take the regular Comet to Benny's and it turns it into the Comet Retro Custom as well. So that's what I would imagine you would do. But at the same rate, there could be some conversion errors. Like the Turismo is the same thing as the Turismo R. Like there's some really confusing logic there. So it will definitely be interesting to see what Rockstar ultimately does here in terms of whether making them Benny's vehicles only or putting them on a regular website and being able to go into Benny's as well. All right, the final two things we're going to be touching on today. The first one has to do with this screenshot right here. A lot of people have been asking me, are there going to be new special vehicles? I don't think so. Also, people are asking about the yellow props as well. Rockstar have actually held out a lot of props from the original Cunning Stunts update. So I think what they're basically going to do is just use this yellow prop as like an unlimited speed booster here. I haven't noticed anything else here. All I know is this looks like a pretty fun Rocket Voltic race that takes you right above the Maze Bank Arena. And I think we are going to be expecting this update hopefully sometime soon. Maybe not like in a day or so, but I'm assuming it's going to be next week when the tunables are set to update. That's one thing I noticed right there. And then the only other thing that has caught my eye and that you guys have been asking me about as well is what Rockstar mentioned about the Militia DLC coming up later this year. So they said stock up and bunker down as you take on the craziest militias across the state of San Andreas. So a lot of people are saying that the words the state of San Andreas means like a map expansion, or that we're going to be going to some other area like San Fierro, Las Venturas. I don't think that's the case. When Rockstar refer to San Andreas, they typically refer to the whole world of GT Online. And I think the reason they use the word state of San Andreas because it would have been really awkward to say explore the northern point of southern San Andreas. Like that doesn't really sound all that great. So I'm pretty sure they're trying to refer to like Blaine County, Sandy Shores, and Paleto Bay, but saying northern, southern San Andreas is just awkward. So that's probably why they said state of San Andreas, and I don't really think we need to look into this all that much more regarding like a map expansion or taking this DLC to other lands or anything like that. But anyways, that's all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully that cleared up some of the most common questions, hidden details, and secrets regarding what we know so far about these upcoming Grand Theft Auto Online DLCs. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments section down below. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more down there as well. If you did go on to enjoy the video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.